I did not come to break or to change the law. I came to fulfill it. He didn't change the law, and he didn't eat the pig. He took out demons out of some people and cast them into the pig. You read the story in the Gospels about how a man came who was possessed with demons, right? And he cast the demons out, sent them into the pigs, and the pigs ran into the sea and drowned. This is what we see about the pig. We don't see stories of Jesus eating the pig. Now, if we look around the world today, we see that Muslims don't eat the pig. So again, if we are to judge the followers of Jesus according to those who most closely follow what he did and said, we will have to say that Muslims are truer followers of Jesus than people who call themselves followers of Jesus today. To be honest, I mean, take emotions aside now. To be honest, who is praying as Jesus prayed? Who ate according to the laws which Jesus followed? And then when you look at the women, because people when they say, okay, Islam sounds nice and so, but cover up your women. All covered up like this. But if you go and look at the pictures that is in the church of Mary who is called the Mother of God. Look at the pictures of Mary and Mary Magdalene and all the other women who were around Jesus. How did they look? Were they wearing mini skirts and, halter tops and hair out and, is that how they were dressed? Or were they wearing veils, loose dresses, so you couldn't see anything of them except just their face there? You see? When we look into the church, Catholic Church, we know the nuns. The nuns in the past, they used to dress the same way the Muslims dress today. Go back 50 years. You see the nuns dressing just as the Muslims dress today. But as time changed, you see clothes changing. The skirts get shorter. The habit which is worn gets shorter till it's just a little thing on their head now like what the nurses wear. Short dresses, they're looking like everybody else. You see, the truth is true. 1,000 years ago, it's true today. What is truth doesn't change. What is right doesn't change. It stays. It is wrong. It was wrong in the time of Moses to kill. To kill a person unjustly, it was wrong. Murder, it was wrong. To fornicate, to commit adultery, these were wrong. These will never be right. There will not come a time when it is right for us to murder, to steal, to fornicate, to commit adultery. It is wrong for all times. This is the truth. The truth doesn't change according to circumstances. So what God taught was true 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, must be true today. And this is what Islam teaches concerning God. God's teachings are true for all times. And this is what we should follow. So just to sum up, because I'd like to also give you an opportunity, if you'd like to ask some questions concerning this concept, I'd just like to sum up again for you now at the end, that Islam alone teaches that God is one and unique in the pure sense. This was the teachings of all of the prophets. This is the basic concept of God in Islam as was taught by all of the prophets. God is the creator and He is not His creation. He is the only one who should be worshipped. What He taught as truth is truth forever. And if we are to be true followers of those who God sent. And Jesus said, I was sent by the Father. Sent. He was sent. If we are to follow those who were sent by God to teach us, to enlighten us, then we must obey what they taught and follow it closely. We can't play with it. Follow what we feel like and leave what we don't feel like. No. They were the way to God. And if we want to find that way to God, then we must follow their way. And Islam teaches that way, which was taught by Jesus, taught by Moses, but which has not been changed in any way. It has remained pure. The teachings have remained pure. So if you were to go back 1,400 years to the time when Muhammad, may God's peace and blessings be upon him and on all the prophets, was in Mecca and in Medina, you go back 1,400 years and you looked to see what he was doing, how he was praying, how did he fast. Because what people are doing today and calling it fasting, this is not what Jesus did. This is not what his companions did. You go back and you search to see how did they fast. This is more like what Muslims do. You will find how they prayed, how they fasted, how they gave in charity. Everything that the Prophet did in that time, this is what Muslims in general are doing today. I'm not saying that there are not some Muslims who have not deviated from the path. Because I know, after visiting Philippines and observing some of the Muslims there in Philippines, I realized that some of them, many of them had deviated from the true teachings. And also here, and also in Egypt, or around the world, you will find people who have deviated from the true teachings. But still, you can find what are the true teachings. You can find it for yourself. And there are people who are practicing it purely. However, the teachings which were brought by the earlier prophets, they have become changed. They have become distorted, so that you can't hardly find them anymore. You may find pieces here and there, etc. But the full picture, as it was in the time of Jesus, as it was in the time of Moses, it has been lost now. But you can find it in the final message, which sums up all of the previous messages. And this is what we call the religion of Islam, which means submission to the will of God. It is not the name of a person. We don't have anybody in Islam, his name is Islam. So we are, we follow Islamity. We are Islams. No. Islam is the name of the principle of the religion.